There is a specific date every single month that you can pay down your credit card and you can potentially increase your credit score. But I do have to go over some basics first in order to make sense of what I'm talking about. So if you do already know most of this information and you just want to know what that specific date is, I will leave chapters in this video so that you can just skip forward. But if you are interested in knowing the basics first, we got to start there. Your credit score is affected in about 3 different areas just by using your credit card. So it's important to pay attention to all of them because they all have different strategies, and that's why we have to go over these basics. The first category that's affected by your credit card is called credit history, and this one takes up 15% of your overall score. Now, this one is very straightforward. All you have to do is just keep an open, active credit card, and you are going to be building credit history here. Now, if you have a credit card open for 10 years and then you decide to close it, that is going to close out that history. So it is a good idea to keep your cards open as long as possible because this is always affecting your credit score in a good way if you keep them open and active. The next category that's affected is called your payment history, and this one is a huge deal because it's worth 35% of your overall score, and basically it's just saying that you need to make your payments on time, and this includes your credit card. So every single month you're going to be given a due date. Just make sure to at least pay the minimum payment by the due date. That way you're building a positive payment history. Now, this doesn't mean that you're getting away with paying interest because if you are paying that minimum payment, it's a complete ripoff. You're basically paying about 99% in interest. But at least if you're doing that and you're making the payment by the due date, then you are going to be building a positive payment history. Now, you don't want to have a late payment that's more than 30 days late because this can negatively affect your credit score. You can also have what's called a penalty APR. So your rate is going to go up and you're going to pay more in interest. And I've read that this can actually stay on your credit report as a late payment for up to 7 years. So you really want to avoid late payments at all costs. And if there's ever a mistake, make sure that you contact the bureaus and get those late payments taken off of your report because, like I said, they can linger for a very long time. And then the last category that's affected is called your credit usage. And this one's also a big deal because it affects 30% of your overall score. And this one's a tiny bit more complicated to understand. But basically, the way to look at it is that you just don't want to carry a balance that's more than 30% of your overall limit. So for example, if you have a limit of $10,000 and you carry over a balance of $5,000, then that's a 50% usage. And that is actually going to hurt your credit score. So as long as you can keep it under 30% every single month, then you are going to be helping your credit score. And this one specifically is the one that we're going to be talking about in this video because you can pay down your credit card on a specific date every single month in order to help this usage be as good as possible when it's reported to the credit bureaus every single month. The way that your credit card works every single month is that you're going to start with your billing cycle. And what this means is basically everything that happens within your credit card during about a 30-day window will be accumulated. And then once that 30 days up, your cycle is going to close and you're going to be given what's called a statement. Now, your statement is going to come in either the mail or you can find it online. And your statement is going to include a due date that's about 25 days after that cycle closed. And you're also going to have a minimum payment, and then you're going to have your new balance owed. And that's what's going to happen every single month on your credit card. Now, what you need to understand in order for this video to make sense is that every month when your billing cycle closes, the statement that you're given with your new balance, the new balance is what is reported to the credit bureaus. So you want to make sure that that balance is as low as possible by the time it's reported to the bureaus. So basically what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to make another payment after your due date before the cycle closes. That way you can get the balance down as far as possible. That way you can help your credit usage and your credit score can be as high as possible. And just find out when your cycle closes on your credit card and then just pay that down a couple days before it closes as much as you can. That way you can get your usage as low as possible, and that's what's going to be given to the credit bureaus every single month. And just a quick note here, but if you are going to make a huge purchase on your credit card, I probably wouldn't do that right before your cycle closes, because if it is reported, it's probably going to mess up your credit usage, and then your credit score is going to go down just a little bit temporarily until you get that taken care of. So if you do have a huge purchase and you're in control of when you're going to be making it, try to do it in the middle of the cycle and then pay that down. That way that's not reported the next month to the credit bureaus. Now, if you just found this channel, I'm Jason with Honest Finance, and I make a lot of videos on different topics that'll give your life and your finances more value. So feel free to subscribe if you guys are interested, but thanks for watching. Have a great day.